Hello again, poopsies. So, let us begin with this pick a card reading. This is going to be about love life, relationships, relationship goals, that kind of thing. So I'm going to do a 5-card spread. So there are 5 cards under each pile, and then a 3-card spread, and then I'll do one more card. Okay. So I have all my piles here to shuffle with, along with these. Okay. So you're not just going to get these cards. So I offer tarot readings. TonyBomboni.com/book-online. The link is in the description box below. A 15-minute, 30-minute, or hour-long tarot. The best option is 30-minute or hour-long. Highly recommended. It's cheaper per minute than the 15-minute. And you get way more information, way more detail. It's not as hurried, rushed. I'm always available for new readings. I have this new tarot card deck I just purchased. They're gorgeous. What are you waiting for? I'm going to start doing your bookings with these for as long as I can until I get so sick and tired of them. So, but yeah, I do tend to switch between 5 different tarot decks for readings. So, you know, I switch it up from time to time. I can do it in ASMR, soft-spoken or whispered. I can include whatever you want, like tapping, candlelight, dimmer lighting, sipping sounds, whatever you want. Incense, sage. All right, it's your personal reading, so just let me know in the message. I will very much look forward to doing more for you guys. So we're trying to reach 500K. Tap the bell. Hit all notifications after you subscribe. Let's begin. So we have card 1, the candle, the tea light candle. So this is part of a week-long prediction. This is day 2 of the week-long predictions videos. Card 2, Spiralite crystal. It's basically like a sort of like a fossilized seashell, that sort of thing. It's very smooth and beautiful. Has a lot of cetacean energy to it. And card 3, a box of matches. You can pick 1, 2, or all 3. What do you think draws you into your love life? Candlelight, spiralite, or matches? Maybe you're visualizing a candlelight dinner with your lover, or maybe going to the beach with your partner, walking, or maybe having a perfect match, or being kind of like starting the flame in someone's heart, perhaps. All right, so let us begin with card candle 1. So a relationship spread goes like this. This is the first time I'm trying this. I'm just trying this on the booklet for these new cards. They recommend different types of spreads. Current state, you, your partner, so it goes into a cross, your past, and your future. And you know what's funny? I picked the Magician. Do you know why? It jumped out while I was shuffling. And guess what card we ended on in the last reading in yesterday's video? The Magician. So there's some, and of course it's on the top. It's like, and it's your last card in this pile too. Would you look at that? So yeah, this is a what's called a relationship spread. Okay. So let's start with the first one, your current state. What was the first card in the last reading? King of Swords. What's the first card in this reading? King of Swords. We even had the Queen of Wands. We even had the 8 of Wands. We even had the Judgment card, guys. So I feel like yesterday's video resonated with a lot of you. A lot of you maybe, and guess what I said about the King of Swords? Lover energy. Do you remember that? I said that. Go check out yesterday's video. In the very beginning, when I first pulled out cards, this was the message. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I shuffled them good, guys. I shuffled them good. Like, it's no coincidence here. So your current state is maybe something is not working out in terms of this love life. Gives a lot of energy, air sign, excuse me, energies. This is also indicating to me, because you've gotten all the way to the king energies here. King, right? Pharaoh. You are at the end. I'm sorry about that. That's my tablecloth. I really need to change it. It always gives me this annoying green, like I'm wearing silver jewelry or something. It's so ugly. I'm so sorry. I'm not turning into the Hulk, I swear. It's just... Ugh, anyway, just ignore it. I need to wash it off. You're ending this relationship, a lot of you. But to start something new. So this is not a bad thing, of course. There's Queen and then the King energy, right? Queen of Wands, King of Swords. So there's a lot of this tension in these relationships, especially male-female relationships. There's, well, I say all relationships. I don't like to say just male-female because, someone always has to be the woman in the relationship and someone always has to be the man, right? No matter what gender, what sexuality, you prefer, there's always the more passive and always the more dominant. That's what I mean, simply, okay? And sometimes that changes. Sometimes, there's this versatility of that. So some days you are one, some days the other, and sometimes multiple times in a day. But this is coming through like there's a lack of awareness of that. Things are topsy-turvy here. Like you're angry at your partner because they don't know how to connect with you. They don't know how to reach with you and your unique energies. They don't know what that's like. So this is where you're incompatible. Things are not congruent here, and it's just about acceptance and addressing and facing that there is an incompatibility here. This is what this is trying to show you. That it's okay that there is an incompatibility. Things will resolve by addressing the incompatibility. And you don't need to feel angry because of this. So this is your partner. They are feeling kind of left out. They feel like they can't approach you. They can't talk to you right now. For those who pick this and this is not resonating with you, I also get here that there needs to be more openness, more sharing of your goals together. There is a lot of fire sign energy here still. It's still carrying from yesterday's reading, which is today in my book because I just changed my shirt. Excuse me, hold on. You guys are not on the same page here. Because again, I'm getting double Mercury here. And then Pluto again. So it's very, very similar to yesterday's reading. I almost want to feel like I'm repeating myself. That might portray how long this issue lasts between you guys, okay? But one person wants one thing, one person wants another. Like I said yesterday, one person wants to move, one doesn't. In this case, one person just has a change of heart, and you know what ruins love is just anger, man, anger, resentment, all that, like frustration, like my partner doesn't want me to go, I don't know, do my hair every weekend. That sounds dramatic. Every 4 weeks, right? Because it's getting too expensive. And so we're having issues at home, you know? And like, this is that tough lady, like, energy. Like, this is that lady that just is so pissed at their husband. Like, this is that energy it's giving me. And it's not funny, but I can't help but giggle because it's like, but why? Why are there, you guys are so distant from each other. I don't even think you are, when you go to bed at night, resting on the same mattress together. Like, you know, you're apart, you're in a different room, there's hard feelings. Like, oh, you go sleep on the couch. Don't talk to me because you said you couldn't give me 100 this week to go get my hair done. I know I'm butchering the Brooklyn accent, but I'm seeing like this tough lady from Brooklyn. Like, I'm seeing like she's done. She's ready for that divorce. She's ready to call that lawyer, and she's done. She's just fed up. I'll find me another man that can treat me better. Like, this is that energy. Okay? So, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. I hope there's not a divorce, split, separation in the works here. For a lot of you who are in a new relationship, it feels like you guys have known each other a lifetime. This is giving twin flame energy. Notice the flame. But also, it's too fast, too soon, and that's going to have issues too in the long run. You might not be feeling the effects of it now, but it's going to be. Because and twin flames tend to start fast. And this is why they always ultimately fail. Until you end up meeting again someday. Even if it's in another lifetime. It's too fast. Past. So here's your past. But this also feels present. Like, this feels like, again, it matches with the current state. Like, there's judgment. There's a lot of, you're judging your partner. They're at this point, they used to not be like this. I feel like they're more loving maybe to you, but now they're starting to, because they're noticing your behavior and attitude to them, and they're starting to come across this way as well. And they're starting to say, Donna, I can only put up with so much, right? Again, that kind of energy. Things were never meant to be. Things were never meant to be, even in the beginning. This is what you have to acknowledge. The bright side is, for those who none of this resonates, because obviously I'm reading into so many people, you are better off kind of more distant from your partner, independent, okay? More to yourselves. This is what makes your relationship work. No heavy attachments, no clinginess, no neediness. It's supposed to feel like you're still single. This is how you make your relationship last longer. But do keep in mind, it's not about how long it lasts. So you can tell people on a Facebook post, we are on our 10-year anniversary. It's not about that. Because some people only want to make it last for that post. This is about, is this truly going to work? If you don't like how this person, air signs are very independent people, even fire signs. So you and them both, if that's the case. But again, it could also be like a Virgo, Gemini here. I'm sorry, Geminis are air. So yeah, Virgo, air signs, or fire signs, okay? Or Virgo with fire or air in them, or both. Either way it goes, guys, those signs, independence, priority, numero uno. I want to say Cancers too, but I don't see Cancers here, so I'm going to let that go. We're not talking about Cancers today. Cancer is the exception. This is your future, the magician. You create your life. Do you want to be single? Do you want to be with someone? Make up your mind, choose, decide, take action on that, take initiative on what you want. You have to know what you want. Stop going after behind your partner back and talking about them to your friends, but at the same time you're in front of their face. This is also not cute energy anymore. We're letting go this year of all the not cute energy. All the red flags. It's funny when people say red flag, because a red flag actually symbolically is a positive thing. It indicates, I believe, strength, vitality, stuff like that. But we interpret it as red flag, a warning sign. Weird, right? Funny, he's also wearing a red vest here, so I don't know. There's red roses here. Isn't that funny? That's like about love, right? It's lover energy here. This roses. You love your man, they're hot, they're attractive, but look, I'm telling you, or if you're the man, then they find you hot and stuff, but you know what? That can only take you so far. Looks fade, but love lasts. You can love something or someone that's not, let's say, good looking per se, but who cares? That you can always change that with, time, diet, surgery, that doesn't matter. None looks don't matter. The love matters. If you see a hot couple, but they don't love each other and fight all the time, that's ugly. That's ugly. That's not hot. That's worse than the worst looking creature in the underworld. You know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I'm just trying to make my point here. I have to be dramatic sometimes. But at this point, there's more love for yourself than they are for them. This is not love. This is not even lust. For some of you, again, I'm describing a past relationship. Okay? If nothing of this resonates, past relationship. But it might come back to haunt in this relationship or a future one. Is there a future relationship? Yes and no. How does it resonate with you? There's always going to be a future relationship for someone and not for someone else. I'm saying yes if it resonates with you and no if it doesn't. But you're in control at the end. I'm giving it to you good today, okay? I wanted to make these long. Still have one more to film today, not to mention bookings I just did this morning. Thank you guys so much for booking. You guys have been signing up for my online course all weekend. Thank you. That was incredible. It's I didn't even have to work. You guys just signed up for courses. That's all you guys supported enough this weekend to get me by this weekend just from your online course purchases. Thank you. It's still $14. It's only $14. I deducted another 50% off. Go sign up. TonyBomboni.com/course. Links in the description box below. And thank you guys for listening on Spotify. We just had another track reach over 100,000 streams. Thank you. So we're going to do 3 relationship goals spread. So this card always makes me giggle because it reminds me of this one guy from Switzerland. That's saying, you shall eat Z A-G-E-N-D-A number 30. Anyway, he looks like him in that card. Relationship goals spread. So number 1 is what brings you together. And there's love. Look at the big fat heart here. A lot of love. But it's in reverse. Sorry, but I have to say it how it is. Number 2, what pulls you apart? Well, he would pull me apart any day. Oh, not that way. I meant in a bad way. Oh, looks like he pulls bugs apart for a living. Anyway, moving on. Number 3, what needs attention? What needs attention? Okay, obviously I need to pay attention to my cards and not get carried away and distracted. Again, it's one of my first days using these cards for readings, so forgive me, I'm scattered brain today. What brings you together? Ooh, that sassy attitude of yours, that's you again. Look at you. You're just sitting back waiting on this relationship to fail. Some of you. You are that strong, powerful, independent, okay? And you just like, Some of you honestly could be waiting on you to end up owning that house. Are you sitting on that couch like, oh, this is mine soon? If they leave me, I own half of this, right? That kind of energy. Some of you also, honestly, I'm going to be honest, just got with them for those things, okay? But the rest of you, nothing's bringing you together right now. Nothing. It's just an incompatible. There's no match. Nothing can bring you together right now. I don't know why. It's like your guys are so on a different level, on a different frequency, on a different page. This is the Venus. So Empress is Venus. And so Venus is love, like I said. So there's a lot to learn. The only thing I can say positively is there's a lot to learn. That's what will bring you guys together. The only thing that can save this relationship. Learn about each other, your likes, your dislikes, and actually mean it and care for their needs and likes and dislikes. If you hear about your partner's likes and dislikes and you don't care what they like or dislike and you're going to continue anyway, you might as well break up with them. Part ways, because all you're going to do is have this petty energy with you moving forward, and it's not going to be loving. And they'll pick up on that. There's no fooling them. I'm going to say this once. Stop marrying people for money. Please don't waste someone's time like that. That you're giving yourself heavy duty karma here. In this case, I see this man is sweet and innocent. I was joking when I said he looks like K-L-A-U Santa Claus. Q-tip swab. Some of you know what I'm talking about. No, this is giving loving energy. Like this person has money. They really liked you. Like you just wasted their time, some of you. This is giving like sugar daddy, sugar baby type of ordeal here. Don't do it. No. Unless you really like the guy, the money's a side effect. Don't. What pulls you apart is actually what you're doing. Sorry, that's a loud helicopter, see? There's probably a rich man in that helicopter right now, like, you know what I'm saying? Isn't that a spirit's sign, a message? He gonna fly away if he finds out you were with him just for... So this is Sun in, I believe, Capricorn. I always would like to check because I'm new to these symbols too. So far, I've been pretty good. Yeah, Capricorn. So far, I'm pretty good at memorization. How about that? Bomboni's back in school, right? I'm always learning something new every day. But you could have had a seat on his throne. He may not be giving king energy, but he's trying. So, hey, for you men watching, I'm talking to you. You're the breadwinner. You bring home the dough. You feed that baby. Make sure your partner not thinking of you like this. And they think they could just sit at home and marinate, light a candle and watch soap operas all day. Like, no, someone has to do the work too. We all gotta work. We gotta work on something. At least tell them to do something around the house, if that's the case. Okay? Capricorn is all about money. they're the ones that they have money, they will never tell you. They'll only tell you if they know you for like 10 years. But besides that, they'll never, they need to trust you. They'll never tell you. They're the one that's going to be like, oh, I don't have it like that. Yeah, they keep it, they stash it. They're the one with all that in the bank, and you have no idea. But this one is kind of flashy, but they're such a gentleman. They're such a sweetheart. You just want to like kiss them on the cheek just because they're so sweet, right? That kind of energy. Maybe a little older, right? But that's what you don't like about them, some of you. And what pulls you apart is that you don't have what they do. You know you're darn well that you only have what you have. You're showered with love and gifts because of them. And if it weren't for them, you'd have nothing. And this is why you're in ego right now. Whoever this female energy, submissive, passive energy is in the relationship. Okay. What needs attention? You need to work on yourself. Because I always say you because I have a mostly female audience watching. A lot more women tend to be drawn to tarot than men. It's just what I've noticed. But ultimately you need this attention. Like, you don't need to focus on your partner anymore. You already did too much of that. You need to give yourself the love, attention you need. Your space, your freedom, your alone time. Even if it means, okay, rich partner, you pay for my airfare. In my hotel, I'll get away from your hair for a week. I need some time off and away. So be it. They will respect that wish, I believe. I do believe. From the bottom of my heart. Queen of Swords is also giving this. Let's see if I remember this now. Air sign and water sign energy. Yes. So you want something new. Some of you are wanting someone new entirely. This will change you. This will be refreshing for you. I say go. Get away. Get away for a while. Get away for some time. Part ways. Part further. It's not enough to sleep in a separate room. That's not enough. I feel like you're the one needing to commute rather than them. They need to sit at home and enjoy their own, what they've built in their life for themselves. And you need to get away. But some of you also, you're being very much spoiled by this daddy energy, sugar daddy energy. So they want to spoil you with these airfare trips and luxurious stays and stuff like that. But some of you don't really like that. So tell them you'd rather be spoiled in other ways. You won't know to do that though unless you choose yourself. So choose to focus on you, and then thus you're going to know what you want. You don't know what you want unless you focus on you, if that makes sense. No, just because you're with someone does not mean you have to make them the focus. They have other things going on. They're building their empire. Some of them even own buildings, whole buildings. Like, literally, they're a big deal. They're a hot shot here. So for some souls, it's about, like, they don't understand how to love you because they love money more than people. Or they just never had that. They worked all their life, built their lives, and then, right, built their castles, and then they don't know who to live with in that castle. And they chose the wrong person, so to speak. So whoever I'm describing. I don't know. But all right, we're going to go in with one more card. I think I spent enough time on that. I definitely spend more time on these cards because there's just so much to these cards, so much in depth. So we're ending here in a final note as the King of Cups in reverse. I'm going to say no, this is a failed relationship. This is not going to work out. So if it's someone you started with, understand it will have its time where it will come, where things will maybe not work itself out. Water sign and air sign energy as well to this one. You're going to still meet someone new, someone compatible with your water air. King of Cups, Queen of Swords, see? And you will be able to supply, or they will be able to supply you, whoever this applies to, more riches in love and emotions, and emotional support, rather than wealth, financial. And then they're just kind of, giving you the cold shoulder. They're still sweet, but kind of cold at the same time. So, not all sweet. Not all sweet. If someone is a master at creating this whole life, for themselves, they cannot be a master at other things. You can't be a master at everything, is what I'm trying to say ultimately. So find what you want in love. Find a lover, a true lover. Don't just find because it's impressive on paper. Thank you so much. God bless, love, and light. As we know, paper is a vapor. Poof. Especially something that you physically can't tangibly hold. It's nothing. If it's numbers in an account, it's nothing. It's zero. It's like you need some things, you could physically hold. No? Anyway. Card 2, Spiralite. Current state, the Fool. You are the Eight of Wands. Your partner is the Five of Swords. The past is the Sun. And I keep moving this candle for some reason. And the Queen of Wands is the future. So we are starting with the current state in this relationship spread. Remember, this is about love, the Fool. The Fool. So now I don't have all my symbols to work with, so I'm on my own. I'm just going to read as it comes through, okay, guys? I might even start drawing the symbols on my cards for backup, right? No, I'm not going to do that. I want to damage the cards. So, you feel like a fool. I don't know why there's so many love issues. I know why. There's a lot of money issues going on right now. There's a lot of change in the world happening right now. Love life is the first to go. You know why? It's not a priority. If you have an argument with your lover, that lover's not blood to you. They used to be nothing to you before you met them. You didn't know them. They were nothing to you before you met them. That's the first to go. Relationships are in a crisis and in a bad economy are always the first to go. Because that can't feed you, clothe you, shelter you. And we always tend to go back to family if things get dire, right? They're not family. Even if they have children with you. Because it's one signature on a divorce paper. That means you're no longer family. Especially if it gets bad enough to a fight, and then the courts get involved, and then the children go to one parent. Yeah. That's not family anymore. So, relationship, always the first to go. Always, 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 always. Also because there's so many things that can go wrong in a relationship. that the odds are high that that's the first to go. So this is why we should never rely 100% on anyone. So you feel a fool right now. You feel like, damn, right now I don't even know if this relationship will work. At least you're hesitant. You're thinking like, oh, is this going to even work out for me right now? Some of you also, you're hearing a lot about this. So that's why I said at the beginning, like, I'm hearing about this a lot. You're hearing about this from your friend, from maybe even your ex that you're now friends with, right? That their relationship is not going well either, or has fallen apart, unfortunately. You need to take action quickly. This is not a waiting game. So if you are wanting to reconcile things, take this relationship to a whole new level, and you don't want to walk away, and neither do they, well, what is the first thing that needs to get done? What needs to happen to do that? Consider those options. I'm seeing a lot of mountains, valleys, edges, cliffs here in all three of these cards in the beginning. Things are teetering on an edge. Things are about to fall apart. Things are about to crumble, avalanche, downwards. There's a downward slope here, here, and here. Wands and Swords energy. Things happening quickly, shifting fast. Your partner is not excited about these changes. Especially if someone lost a job and that affects things. Yeah. And you have children to feed. Oh boy. Oh, that affects things hardcore. You seem to be more positive than they, though. This is in reverse, yeah, but it's coming through negatively for some reason. They're giving like this not great energy, and I almost can't help it. I'm being compelled to go to the pamphlet for guidance here. I thought so, yeah. Well, obviously I know this is air sign, so Aquarius. Venus. So Venus is love, of course, lover. Now I want to look at the Eight of Wands, to be honest. Mercury, Sagittarius. Okay, so the Fool would be Uranus. All right. I'm more drawn to this, though. This is like Aquarius. Why that would be. Aquarius. Thankfully, you're not tending to be down about yourself for too long. You can still pick yourself back up off your own feet. Aquarius. But, man, you know there's a chance there's a parting of ways. And some of you are still very young. This feels like your first relationship, your first lover as well. So don't be hard on yourself if it doesn't end up working out in the long run. This feels very fast, though, short. This feels like a short-term relationship, so I'm just going to stick with my word here. Your past was beautiful when you first met. Oh, things were working out so wonderfully, were they not? It really was a beautiful relationship, and something you wanted to show off, something you wanted to say, oh, this is the one, this is perfect. Oh, I'm telling all my friends about this one, and they're beautiful. I love their nose, and oh, everything, and oh my God. Well, hope you enjoyed it. You'll get another one. It's funny because I just was looking at these yellow flowers. Again, yellow flowers coming through a lot lately. Look what shows up, yellow flower. over her heart. So you need to get over the initial sadness. There's a lot of sadness here. Both ends will be sad. No one is immune to the sadness. Both parties will be sad. Feels like a mutual cutting of ties. Separation. There will come a point when you'll know you naturally separating and parting ways, when you don't understand each other anymore. When you look at each other in the face and there's nothing there. There's no emotion. There's boredom. There's, I want to move on with my life energy. And again, we're seeing the lions like the last reading. A lion and his pride do not stay in the same place for too long. Not too long. They're on the hunt for more. You'll be on the hunt for more. You're more of this positive energy, this go-getter. They might fall behind a little bit. They might feel lost without you. So, is this how it describes your current relationship, the current state of things? This is bound to change. All of these readings are based on your energy output, what you choose to do with these messages. I could be describing for, like, the first reading was more long-term. This is more short-term. What are your relationship goals? So this is what brings you together. We have the Judgment. What pulls you apart is the High Priestess. And what needs attention is the Five of the Cups. So by relationship goals, I don't mean what goals you share together. It means what you need to work on, the goals, what needs to be accomplished here to make this work. This is why this section is here. So if there is an issue, you can overcome it. And there's even an overcoming problem spread, so I might get into that in another reading where it would be the issue, the cause, the solution. And other things you could tap into. I'm going to do all sorts of readings coming up. I definitely will. And spreads, I mean. So we have here, you guys are no longer bringing each other together. And very similar to the first reading, because we also had Judgment in that reading, did we not? We also had Queen of Wands in that reading, did we not? Funny that we did. It's almost like what brings you together is what pulls you apart. This is what this is telling me. And what pulls you apart is what brings you together. So it's like it yin yang, it works, what doesn't work. What doesn't work works. try an opposite solution. If one thing hasn't worked, try the opposite. And then it just might. I still see a chance of this working out. This relationship doesn't have to end. This is what this feels like. It doesn't have to end. It could. Certainly looks most likely. It doesn't have to. There's a solution. I feel like time away from each other pulls you apart. Absolutely. When someone sees you hanging out with a friend and you didn't choose to hang out with your partner that day, that pulls you apart. These difficulties bring you together. Don't forget that. So sometimes you need to be pulled apart to come together, if that makes sense. Some of you planning, honestly, even to go back to school. That might pull you apart as a couple. Oh, now you're going to spend time in the book and not with me. Even sort of like arrogance, conceitedness, like I know more than you, or I know better. I'm more evolved. That type of energy pulls you apart at the seams. This competitive war game that you guys are playing with each other. What needs attention? In this case, they need attention. This partner needs they're needing your attention. If it doesn't go their way, boo-hoo, but it's like they mean it. Like, it's not just like for manipulation or cuteness. They mean it. They really feel like they can't lose you. They can't lose you for good. It's going to devastate them. It's not worth the time investment put into this relationship. They just know that at the end of the day, you kind of have say. I don't think they're the one that's going to break up. Although I said mutual, it feels more, and I was going to say this at the beginning, but I needed cards to confirm it. This feels more like one person still sort of makes the initiative decision to cut ways, part ties. Part ways, cut ties. I don't know why I said it the other way. See, this is how confusing it is. It's a breakup is always not one without the other. It's still ultimately someone's decision, because mutual decision, because you see, it just takes but a spark to start a forest fire. So it just takes an ounce of recognition of this partition to initiate the ending of ties here. And then maybe there's an agreement ultimately that things do need to end. There's always an ending in these cycles of life. And no matter how difficult it is, you can only provide so much attention to them. And if they have a need unfulfilled, they need to provide themselves also the attention that they're looking for. So if you cannot do that for them, all the more reason this needs to end. Final card, 8 of Swords. So this is heavy, especially when there is a loss. I feel like some people actually lost their child, their baby. This came through once and it made me very emotional, but this time I feel like time has passed enough to where it's not as heavy and deep anymore. It's still influential to the point where you think about this occurrence and it makes you begin to feel different feelings. But this also portrays to me somewhat that this was never a possibility. You could have never been a mother, and they could have never been the father, vice versa, right? You could have never been the father. If that's you watching, they could have never been the mother. Because or of course father, mother, and you know what I'm saying, okay? My point is, this couldn't have, and this is why this confirms such a short-term relationship, this couldn't have ever gotten to the stages of marriage and then children. They're not emotionally mature or ready or capable. You are. And you, honestly, I'm sorry to say this, you seem a little more advanced than them. Again, to whoever that sits right with, because I'm not talking to everyone watching. And you outgrew them quickly. So that's up to you what to do. Sometimes we need to stagnate for a higher purpose, and we need to stay with the same person to realize some higher truths. Don't stay just because it shows that you're in a relationship on your profile. That's no reason to stay with anyone, is there? So what was the first? Oh, the first one was the candlelight. Okay, so we're done with that. We're done with the Spiralite. Third and final one is the match. The matches. The matches. Current state, 9 of Cups. Right, it seems like we're bringing in the difficulty about the relationships. You cannot tell me that this is how everyone's going through a hard time in the relationships. Maybe, but you can't tell me that's true. I feel like we're more talking about the hard, difficult aspects of your relationship. Like, this can't just be, Anyways. You're not happy. You're not happy right now. All right. Wow. Gosh. 3 not so nice readings, huh? Really? Is that how it is? Wow. All right. But again, this feels more like the dark side of your relationship, not the bright side. There's a bright side. I guess we're not talking about that today. But we need to introduce the dark to bring it to light. So you guys know that. I don't have to repeat myself why I do what I do. You're not fulfilled. You don't feel like your needs are met. There's something more you're looking for, some more excitement. There's definitely, again, boredom, stagnation, just like I saw in the second spread. Too many restrictions. A partner that's too controlling, too demanding. So if you're that partner, stop. Are you? You. So this shows as you. No, you're not. I feel like they are. So I was right. 7 of Wands in reverse. But if you are to work on that, because maybe it's them and you. This is what this is telling me. Them and you are both controlling. For some of you. For the other, it's just them. I wanted a happier love reading. I was expecting like, oh my God, you're going to meet your tall, beautiful, I guess this is more about current relationships. Only if you're currently in a relationship that these messages apply. No, that's not true, because I did say for one that this is a short-term future scenario or something. For another spread, I said for some of you, this is a past relationship. So I can't say that for sure. But for a lot of you, mass majority, it's a current one. Absolutely. 7 of Wands in reverse. It's not even worth fighting throwing things. Because someone here is a volatile energy. Things can get really heated and things are literally thrown, like plates are smashed, that kind of thing. Wow. You want to give up. Your partner is the Queen of Swords here. So finally I'm seeing more like you are the man in this relationship, they are the female. So this could be like, this is some of you that have very opposite energy. Queen of Swords here telling me that you feel like they're better off without you. There's a lot of insecurity here. You feel as if they don't need you. They're always telling you that too. I don't need you. You know, especially when they are mad at you, but they're not the type to throw plates. Maybe you are. They're more fight or flight. They're more run from the problem, not face it, not address it head on. They want you to address it. They want you to say, this is what's wrong with us. They can't think for themselves almost. This is what this is telling me as well. They have a difficult time thinking for themselves, and that can cause issues in a love life. No, of course not. Of course it can, I mean. They still love you and want you. They don't want to move far from you, but 7 and 7, 6 and 7, something with 7. Does this have a shelf life of 7 more months? I mean, really, how does this resonate? Have you been together for 7 years? What is this saying? 7 of Swords is your past. There was jealousy. There were hard feelings involved. You were jealous. You took something from someone and it feels like you took everything from them. At least that's what they felt like about you. And now this is kind of like either karma replaying itself, or it's just you shouldn't have left that relationship to begin with, because it actually worked out and you walked away. And you thought this Queen of Swords energy was better for you, but it's no better, no worse. It's what you made of it, really. Future. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. There's nothing to give or take. I don't think you guys expect anything of each other. You're the type of couple, maybe that's I would say the type that has the same income. You both bring home the same amount. You don't need each other. It's livable income, both of you. You can live on your own with someone else. Like, you don't need each other. You know, there's nothing like no asset inheritance. Maybe there's an agreement never to get married for those things. And that's why you're not really... This doesn't feel some small percent marriage, but this doesn't, for the most part, feel like a wedding even happened. You couldn't even get to the altar because... they're your partner, but it doesn't fully feel like you... Maybe there's love. Sorry, I kept talking. I don't know when the camera stopped. Is there more sustenance to this relationship? Or did you guys just get together because it was comfortable and you knew each other for a long time? I'm seeing a blank slate, but not in terms of wanting to start over, but more not much in it. Imagine a bowl, a pot of stew, and there's only carrots and beef in there. You got to add the noodles, the seasoning, the broth, the beef blend, right? Like, you got to add stuff in it. The oomph. So what is your oomph here? What is the end goal? You don't know. They don't know. There is no goal. There is no future without a goal. Understand that. And understand that not every day has to go right. Not every day has to go perfectly. You two seem more like serious business professionals and you don't have time for each other. This is also giving that energies. This is, I married them because this is how things go in life, and this is culture, and we have to have kids so we can survive and pass on what we worked for and be socially appropriate and accepted in society. Is that not breaking down, though, before our very eyes? Is not everything changing before our very eyes? Thus, why I am seeing so many failed relationships. Let me see. Let me see what else we need to see. There's a lot of denial. There's a lot of people going through what appears good on the surface, but there's still feelings, off feelings about a partner. So let's see your goals. What brings you together? 10 of Wands in reverse. What pulls you apart? 5 of Cups. What needs attention? Justice. So let's start with what brings you together. I'm going to say yes, I think this relationship will work. If I have to say, this is the one and only card deck where I see it works. Long term. This is the type of relationship eventually you will maybe build kids, life, future together, family, all that good stuff, houses, cars, stuff like that. I'm talking like to the point where the kids get old enough, you buy them a car. Like, this is how long this relationship lasts. That's what I'm saying. Yay. But you need to work at it. Keep doing what you're doing. It's almost encouraging you, like, nothing really needs to change at the end of the day. Now that we've faced and addressed the darkness here, understand that try not to make that the focus with them. Because if you with your partner always make that heaviness, the dark subjects, the focus, they're going to say, oh, they're going to get really like agitated with you. They're going to say, why are you always bringing this up to me? I want to hear nice things. I don't want to hear that stuff when you come home. That sort of energy here. So maybe when you're at work, some of you, especially the male is usually the one, I have to work, feed the family, that sort of thing. That stems back from, of course, thousands of years ago. It's in our blood. We can't help it. The man goes out, works, brings home the bread. The wife, nurture, feed the child, right? Cook, clean. Anyway, even for centuries ago, like people especially always thought the woman, unfortunately, they thought this, but they always thought the woman wasn't smart, wasn't capable of a lot, and this is why the man had to take over and be in control for so long. They thought the woman only could do these things, only good for certain things, only should be, cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing. Now we're switching that, thankfully. We're evolving to more. Now the woman's going to rule, especially come the next century onwards. Yeah, the woman's going to rule. A lot needs to still occur before that takes place, but it's taking place already, actually. It already is. And we're going to realize actually how powerful the woman is, even more so than the man. But yes, the woman will finally have her time. But what I'm trying to say here is that this is what makes it work. This is what makes it work. Time away, one person works, another takes care of home things, home life. Because especially if you really want to attract this children in your life, yeah, you already have to start acting as if you have kids. One has to take the role of the kids in the home. The other has to take the role of the breadwinner, the cash cow. So don't get emotional about it. Don't get attached to it. Don't get it thinking like, oh, we're going to overthink a relationship. If you can't even work on each other, how are you going to make a family life happen? Start with yourselves first. Start with a job. One good, steady paying job is all you need. Just a big paying job. Even nowadays, you can make it happen still with 100,000 plus, right? One job that's steady, stable, good money comes in, should be enough. Should be enough. Make it happen. If you want this to happen, you can do it. One more final outcome card. The scales of balance are in both these cards too. In both your future placement and what needs attention in your future. So, there's not enough balance here. Some of you, maybe there is too much work and time away. So come home, don't just talk about work at the dinner table, right? Kids are not going to want to hear that, especially. Already attract the home life you'd want for your children. Already act as if it's there. And so it shall be. Final card, the Chariot. You make the choice. You can walk away and know that if you do, you might not get a chance like this again to have a home family life with kids. And some extra bonus added sense of peace and happiness. Because what do you work for at the end of the day? If you just work for yourself, you can only go so far in life. That's my honest opinion. If you work for a partner, that's better. But again, you can only go so far. If you work for a partner and children, that's one of the furthest you can go. And not to mention, if you add on top of that, fulfilling your life's purpose, how powerful that is. Those are the true kings of the world, are they not? But we all have a place in this world. Thankfully, for those in a relationship currently, I see it's going to work out. You may not be giving king energy, but you're going to get as far as you can. Because some of you still want to work for yourself. Some of you still want to grow for yourself. So don't lose sight of yourself first. Even if you have kids, don't lose sight of you. Treat yourself. Eventually buy yourself that nice new car. Right? So that you can make your family happy too. But deep down you did it for you too, right? It's okay. So find little things. It's about the little things in life that bring joy and happiness and fulfillment. So don't just do it for the wife, for example, right? Do it for you. Thank you so much. God bless them. And I hope this helped you guys out. Please sign up for my newsletter on TonyBomboni.com and book yourself a service today. Like tarot reading. I love you all. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this messages. And I will see you. Yes, you. In day 3 tomorrow. Bye-bye.